I have failed far more times than I've succeeded. Far more. You will never succeed more than you fail. That's not how it works. You know why? Because failure is a wonderful teacher.
Hey, what's going on? 8 minutes, cold plunge, you know the routine. We're going to talk about failure and why failure should be your best friend. Let's look at failure. Does failure suck? Yes. Does it feel bad? Yes. Is it terrible at times? Yes, when you look at it a certain way. But if you look at it as a stepping stone to get to your next level, for example, let's say you're starting a business. You start a business and it completely fails. Well, hopefully you look at what you did and you realize those things don't work. It might have not been the right market, might not have been the right time, but you learn something from that. So if you constantly look at failure as a catalyst to growth, so you can learn faster than anything. So the more or the least you risk, the least you will get. So you have to risk big to get big. You have to fail big to get, better and bigger and stronger and faster and all stuff. For example, if you go to the gym, everything is about going to failure, right? If you lift weights, you don't just do one rep, leave the gym and be like, I'm done, I'm gonna put on all the size and muscle I want. No, you have to consistently add more weight, fail at that weight within a certain rep range, go up in weight, fail at that rep range, and constantly just fail every time in the gym. Life should be the same way. You should look at life as just one big failure, and you're just progressively stepping up the ladder because you're learning more and getting better. It doesn't matter if it's relationships. Let's just think about the last relationship you were in and it didn't work out. I'm sure you learned some things about yourself. I'm sure you learned some things about things that you don't want in your life, some things that didn't work out well in your life. And so hopefully you look at that data and you analyze it and say, hey, you know what? I'm not a huge fan of people who are narcissists. I'm not a huge fan of, people who just take. I'm not a huge fan of somebody who doesn't meet my needs. I'm not a huge fan of X, Y, and Z. And you can start refining your approach to life or relationships or business. Same thing with business. Let's say you buy real estate, right? You invest in some real estate, the market crashes, it doesn't work out. But what did you learn? You learned how to get a loan, you learned how to get finance, you learned how to invest, you learned how to deal with real estate agents, you learned so many things through that process that will help you the next time you invest in real estate. What happens a lot of times is we go into something, we fail, and then we jump ship and we go to the next thing and fail. So then you're not progressively learning in that area. Yes, you might be learning to get more resilient, but you're not learning to become a real estate tycoon, right? You're not learning all the ins and out of that real estate. If it's multifamily, if it's single family, if, whatever, commercial, whatever it may be, you're not learning and growing in that area. So a lot of times, what we do is we jump ship so fast. Like we go to the gym, we try it for a few weeks and a month, and we're like, we didn't get the results. Well, you're not looking at all those little things as results. All those little mechanisms of things that you learn along the way are the true results because they get you closer. They get closer to help you get in better shape. They get you closer to have $1 million business. They get you closer to the relationship of your dreams. They get you closer to be able to parent better. Like parenting is a great example of failure, right? Everybody uses this example. We never give up on our children when it comes to walking, right? It doesn't matter how many times they fall down. It doesn't matter, how long they crawl. It doesn't matter. We're always going to make sure they get to walking. We're not going to be like, you tried 100 times, just stop, right? No reason to ever walk in your life, right? It's not going to be good for you. Same thing with reading. There's certain things that we demand out of ourselves from a standpoint of like, we all need to read. We all need to learn how to swim. Hopefully we all need to learn how to do specific things in life to make it our standard of living. The thing that you're not doing is making yourself more uncomfortable, taking the bigger risks when it comes to failing, right? So if you want to become better at real estate, you gotta just go invest, or, things that will speed up your process is get a mentor along your side so you don't make some dumb mistakes that they've already made. They've already been through those failures. So when you can get guidance from coaches, mentors, other people, now you're not going to make the same mistakes as them. Well, sometimes you will, because sometimes you won't listen. Sometimes you'll be hard-headed. Sometimes you got to do it to prove yourself that, it didn't work. And that's fine. If you are that person, by all means, it's better off doing that than not doing it at all. The problem, what we get stuck with, is we don't do anything at all. We choose not to act. We choose not to go and invest in a property. We choose not to run ads for a product. We choose not to develop ourself in the gym. We choose not because it's harder. We don't want to run that extra mile. We don't want to increase the speed on the treadmill. We don't want to add more weight because it's tough. It hurts. It's a struggle. But if anybody who's fit and goes to the gym, any bodybuilder will tell you, you have to constantly add and stress yourself, stress your muscles, stress your life to create an environment of growth, right? You can't look at as failure as something that is so unbearable that you can't live with yourself, because how dare you, and it hurts your self-esteem, or destroys you mentally and emotionally. You have to just look at it as just a learning lesson. Like, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail through that process. You're going to struggle. The more you achieve, the greater of failures you probably have gone through. Granted, let's face it, like, if you were born with a silver spoon, if you have somebody who can fund you and your parents have millions of dollars and you can start business after business, and this is why the wealthy a lot of times are more successful, is because they have no, going broke. They're always going to be like, hey, try that business, it failed, didn't work out, tried this one, tried this one, tried this one. Oh, wow, this 10th one actually worked. A lot of times in books, they'll say it's like a 10-to-1 ratio. You're going to fail 10 times in one of those businesses, or one of those relationships, or one of those things that you're doing is going to amount far greater than all of those other failures. So you have to embrace, I just read the book, Embrace the Suck. You have to embrace the suck. You have to endure. I also just read that book, Endure. Both good books, recommend them. You have to endure through those challenging times so you can overcome. Without losing in defeat, you're never going to taste the real victory of winning, right? If you just win everything in your life and everything you touch turns to gold, it won't feel as good. But when you struggle and strive and progress, you're going to grow mentally, physically, emotionally. You're going to become a better person, a better individual, and more successful in whatever endeavor you choose. You just have to be willing to take that leap and just go for it, right? Like, I always use this slogan, Nike said it best, just do it. You gotta just go for it. Put all of it in. Who cares? If you lose it all, then so what? You can learn and grow and develop more because you have learned so much. Obviously, make calculated risks, be smart, and consistently grow. But remember, embrace failure, go for it, because you'll only be better off. That's my 8 minutes. I'm going to get out of this freezing tub. Wish you all the success and best. If you need mentorship and coaching, or somebody just to hold you accountable so you can take action, there's links in the below. It's great if you like and subscribe, but I don't really care. It's just about hopefully talking to one person out there and helping them change and taking more action in their life to become a better person. Thank you. God bless, and take care of you.